Folks, kind of on our way to go look at a possible little future project. Really simple. Well, not that simple, I guess, but I think it's simple. I want to do like a budget build. Gonna go look at a 38 International. Reason why I'm looking at that one is I actually have a box that I think is from that era. So all this feller has is a cab and some fenders for sale, but the price is fair. So I'm gonna go off, have a look. This is kind of what I've been trying to find an S10 for, because I wanted to do a super budget build and just reuse everything from the S10. So try to be very minimal about what a guy buys. I can't say it'd be like under $1,000 or anything like that, because by today's standards, you can't find an S10 for like that. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I plan to like reuse, not the dash, but just the cluster, stuff like that. I've done this in the past. I did a 38 GMC, which was like super budget at the time. I think I built the whole truck for like $700, and it had an Iron Duke 4-banger with a 5-speed, and it went through some, I guess, what do you call it, like reincarnations or something like that. Like it started off like, I don't know, hopefully I can find some pictures. It started off like this. I turned it into this for the first go around, and then before I had like sold it, I had figured out how to make some back fenders and things like that out of some sedan stuff. So anyways, let's go have a look, see what it is, and if it's to be a little mini build kind of a thing down the road here once I collect enough parts for it. All right, well, this is basically what I bought. Well, I shouldn't say basically, it is what I bought.
New project.
I was trying to figure out how it goes together. Well, we have the grill, hood, fenders. Just doing a mock-up. I have an S10, it's just not really the one I wanted to use, but it's kind of what I got, so I'm gonna use it.
Trying to visualize.
Yeah, like it's a 38 International is what we got. So I have one headlight, sorta, one not right light, but we have both of the sanctions, like the bottom parts, so that's pretty important. This other part we can always figure out something. And so I have an International box, so I think it's the right era. I don't know for sure. I kind of got sidetracked here, and well, the price was right. And I wanted to do another like 30s truck.
Okay, I really like that. That looks awesome.
Well, it's gonna have a, yeah. Well, if you remember my 38 pickup.
I do. One of my
favorites.
favorites.
Like that. There's some things I don't like about Internationals, but this one, it's got the grill and it's got the look. Once I figure it out here. Well, more or less, if to get the idea.
Yes.
It's got the floaty fenders.
That looks
Yeah,
pretty
this
cool.
actually has to come up quite a bit, but you have there, and then you got the lights just floating.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
It's got a neat look. The Internationals just always had a weirdness with the door. They always look like the door of a ship. The 40s are weirder yet, in my eyes. It's got this huge yuck under it.
You can fix that.
Well, it's rotten, so I think we can just cut away whatever's bad, make it just lip or do something.
Yeah.
There's plenty of it. And then the other thing I have the running boards, but the International, the trucks, the running board only goes to the cab. They never go to the box. That's the thing they never did. So the plan
Yes.
is pretty budget. That's my goal. Very, very budget.
Yep.
This is kind of, I had an idea for this, but this truck just turned up. So that part's super cool. I don't have, this actually works.
No way.
Oh, but the window's so bad. Oh my goodness, look at that, eh?
That's pretty bad.
Go
But
there.
it works. Yeah. Oh gosh. Oh, there's not much left of the frame there. Okay.
I have another, I don't know if it's the same. I might have to hunt for that. That's a lot of work to rebuild. If we have to, we'll do it.
Of course.
But the crank works, so that's actually like really,
That's bonus.
no kidding.
That's our favorite kind of air conditioning in the summer.
Well, it works. Then we have some random bits. I think these are like stock International stuff. They're missing a lot of last pedal. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Needs work, but we've got the bones. Anyways, back to the plan. I have an 80s S10 that I bought. Where are we going? How far along? A couple of years ago, bought a buddy of mine, but it's a 2.8 carbureted. This is what I really wanted to do, a fuelie, just for command start, all that.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with carbureted. The 2.8 honestly has more than enough power for this. It's just not the generation that's fuel injected, it's the carbureted. But you know what? It's what I got.
Yep.
I'm just gonna use it, just complete. I'm gonna go pick it up after. It's just in the back, and I'll try. We're gonna see what we can use. Although it's an earlier 80s, so that was the only thing that was the thing when I took a peek at it before was it had the round cluster. This truck has like a nice square dash, and if you had a modern like this part, the cluster,
Yeah.
you can take this out. Like my goal is to use all the bits from the S10.
Okay.
I try to do a kind of a budget build. Let's put it that way. That's my goal. So the problem with that one is it's got some round clusters. I'll show you later, but I don't think I can hide it as nice behind a dash.
Gotcha.
We'll see. I'm trying to do it where I don't have to buy much of anything. That's my goal.
Yep.
I have, this was on Marketplace. I paid $400 for this. So that's cheap.
Mm-hmm.
I think I paid $500. It was a few years ago now, but anyway, still I paid $500 for the other
For
truck.
the S10.
So I plan to try to use everything that I can out of the internet, out of the S10,
Yep.
wiring, the motor, like all that stuff. Other than steel, things like there'll be unforeseen things, but
Yeah.
we're gonna shoot for a budget. Like I can't say what it is because you never know what comes up, but we'll probably set it a little higher. Like maybe I can see if I can build a truck for under $2,000. That gives me a
That
lot
would
of
be cool.
buffer. With basic stuff, but we got some rust repair. But we're gonna go the whole patina route.
Okay.
Like I say, I have a box. I don't know what I'm doing for back fenders. The only thing I don't have is
Rear fenders.
I'm probably gonna take sedan fenders and just try to stretch them. I don't know that I have. There's a friend of mine. He has a bunch of stuff that I might go picking through and see, because was there once and he had a lot of fenders and things. So,
Okay.
but I kind of had the plan. I'm just trying to go through everything and see if it's good. Like the S10 is there, the motor's in it. It ran good when I drove it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember why. It's just because the battery was dead. I boosted it and it would run okay. I don't remember. I just want to bring it in. I want to go through that one, see if it's good. Then the goal is just to tear it apart, use as much of the interior, as much. I'm not doing using the floor pan thing with the heater, all that. That becomes way more work than it's worth. Just
Right.
way too much work. So it's just way easier to build a floor from scratch than it is. I do have the original seat and stuff for this, but
Oh, you do?
yeah, but it all needs to be upholstered. The S10 does have a bench. It's
Okay.
nice and thin. Should be kind of roomy.
Make it fit.
Yeah. See over on this side, you can see there's a little bit of rot here. This side's got like a bunch of rot.
Let's go down here.
It's not terrible, but. So if we kind of lose some of this, get this door a little proportioned right.
Yeah.
I don't know yet to see, because I'd like to do this to that, to the fender, to have a full step. Nothing crazy. I don't know that I want to chop it or anything. Like I'm not going to. That can always be a future thing, but
Yeah.
for now, just to see what we got. have a windshield. I just wonder if it's...
That is pretty rotten.
Yeah. I mean, hey, if I gotta fix it, I'll fix it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. So far it's neat. I just dragged it in. I'm gonna stick it on my dolly here in a bit, shove it over. Gonna go for a tour, go get my truck, go get my box. Kind of just gather all the bits, just play a little bit. I have a bunch to do more on that one, but I'm going to be, well, take a little break. I'm waiting for a bunch of brake parts and stuff to come in. There's lots of things I can do, but yeah, this is new. I want to play with it a little bit.
You've been talking about this one for a bit at home anyway.
One of these. I was trying to find a 40 Chevy. I kind of have a cab, but I don't have fenders. I don't have hood. I don't have, this is, in my eyes, pretty complete. Doesn't look like it, but we're not trying to make anything really fancy. At least I'm not. This is pretty fancy.
This is pretty fancy.
The S10 thing, I'm a little, I know the other one would be better, but whatever. I'll try it. We'll see how it goes. If it runs and does good, then we'll just start cutting that one apart. Yeah, I think it'll be fun.
Winter's here. You need a lot to do.
Well, there's always something.
Yeah.
Some people are going to rest. The coupe come eventually.
Yeah.
I honestly, I just did such a big build, and that thing's such a bummer to go back and just keep looking at, but
I know.
I do want to hit it and mess around with it. Well, eventually. We're helping a buddy with his car a little bit, so once we make a little more room in the shop, then I'll get that thing in.
Yeah. Hi, Pablo.
I don't know how far I'm going with this right now. It's kind of like with the Studebaker thing. I'm going to bounce back and forth a little bit, but it'll be a couple. I had a lot of ideas, but this just happened, so I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Be a whole lot of little bit of touching up and welding and stuff I got to do.
It's going to be a good one. I like it.
Anyways, I'm going to have to shuffle this thing up. I'm going to put it on either this table or just push it to the side for now. I want to bring that little S10 in, and I'm going to have a little peek-see at it, what it's all about. I noticed it had some bench seats in the back, so I doubt they're going to work because I think they're out of some of the Buicks that I had.
Okay.
So, and they need to be upholstered, so it's like, I don't know that I want to put that effort into, right?
That's a big commitment.
I don't want to put that effort in, right?
That's a lot of extra work.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to push this aside and I'm going to go grab some more parts. Got the
Excited
tractor
to
running.
see how this one's going to turn out.
All righty. Well, going to get going. Well, here is our box. Doesn't look like much. It's a little hammered up. I don't think I did that. But technically it is an international. It's got international written on it right there. Is it actually on backwards or something? Nope. I wonder if somebody just put that panel on. So I'm questioning if it is now. I think this is international. I wonder now. Oh well. Anyways, essentially it's a free box. A buddy gave it to me. I'm pretty sure. I don't think I paid anything for this. But it's definitely some pretty scary homemade trailer from the day. That is plywood, or what do you want to call it? 2x6, 2x6 piece of angle iron. Your springs just bolted down. Golly. But it is a metal floor. Look at that, eh? So, I mean, it's got to be international. They were like the only ones that did that kind of stuff in the day. Anyways, I dumped it over. I brought it here. I didn't flip it back over. I figure I'll cut the stuff off that doesn't need to be on here, and then we have just the straight box to work with. I'm thinking we're gonna have to still cut the floor out, but we'll see how it goes. It's not like I have any fenders or anything that work on it anyways. So over here we have this prime example of an S10. Very minimal rust. It's actually surprisingly like not terrible inside. I bought it as a donor, had the T5, so I was like, cool, I got the 5-speed for something. It does have some seats that I'm pretty sure they're from a Buick, but the upholstery is not very good. Like, I was thinking for there, but like this one here looks pretty good, but then you get over here and it's just hammered, and then this one must be like some back seats or something. There's another seat there. I don't think any of them are very good. I think they're all... the upholstery's all toast. I just don't really want to upholster anything if I don't have to, which then brings me back to this seat. Oh, it's not very good either. I don't know what's going on here. Is this thing locked? No. I thought at one time that door worked. Anyways, it's pretty plain Jane. Thought I would have a nice bench seat for this, but I guess not. Nothing back there. We got the old wobbly steering column, but it is a 5-speed. This is my concern, was just because this cluster is so big, I don't want to... The square ones, like the newer ones, just had the smaller thing, and it actually fits in that panel. I've seen folks do it where they can fit it into that little section of the truck there. In that little section, they can hide it nicely in there like the original cluster, but we'll see. Mind you, maybe do a measure. Just this one's kind of big and ugly, but we're going for budget. Cheap, but not ugly looking. It's got a, at least my goal is if I can put it in there and it isn't that great, I don't butcher anything that somebody could change it out, if you know what I mean. So we got like roughly a foot in there. We're gonna use that really rough measurement. What's this cluster look like? Oh yeah, like way too big. If I could lose, see, it's kind of nice. It is full gauge. I got oil, volt, temperature, seat belt. But if we can get a small fuel gauge and then just dumb it down to these, but I don't know what the cluster is going to be like, so we'll see how that goes. I was pretty sure this thing ran pretty good, but I really don't remember. I do know I drove it around, but it was so many years ago now. Yes, sir. Oh, we do have cruise control. So that is a little bit of a win. Just gotta figure out how to get this up here. Yeah, we got the all-powerful Smog 2.8. You know what? When these work, they're fine. I'm knocking it, but I'd rather that than the Iron Duke, honestly. I don't know why. And it's full of oil. Doesn't smell bad. So that part's okay. We got power steering, cruise control, if it works. I don't know. Brakes don't leak. Don't look like it anyways. Still fluid in them. The battery is disconnected. Why is that? Was stuff mooched out of here? Should try to at least just fire it. I'm pretty sure it didn't rattle or do anything weird. I got that one. I don't know where the ground cable is, but we will grab our jumper pack, set it in abuse mode. At least that's what I call it, because I don't have a battery hooked up. I don't think this battery is any good. That was the thing. So we do that. Somewhere on the motor we find a ground. How about that? As long as that's not touching anything. Bing. No starter fluid. Go with some junky fuel. Been a while. Kind of weird. Throttle's on the other side. I wonder if it has like a neutral safety or not. Oh. We must not have a ground. There's no ding dang dings going on. Oh, something went there. Heard some. Any dash lights? Zero. I don't know where the actual ground cable is. Oh, hold on. Guess I could put a real battery in here. Oh, it wants to. It wants to. Man, is that gonna actually happen without... I don't think that's gonna work. I might have to try this again here. All right, let me hook a battery up and we'll give this a shot. Battery attached. Shot of gas, engaged. See if this thing, I mean, it did run. I just don't know why. Oh. Okay. I don't want to sit on that. Let's grab my jacket. All right. Now we can do the old pumpy doo. The floors. Boy, it's like, I don't know if it's worth trying to use the dash. Nothing works on it. Let's give it a little. I thought I had some ether, but unless we have electrical problems, I don't know. Clearly, we have something. Man. All right. Well, where do we start? It's kind of a crappy donor if it doesn't run, doesn't it? So we have all of that. Take that off, take that off. I don't know how many other vacuum things are on here. I think we have electronic, where's our coil? Where is the coil? I imagine it's in the, right there. Okay. Test light. See if we have, turn the key on, see if there's power there. Because it should be pretty straightforward like that. I don't know why nothing works in the dash. That's not helping my cause either, but all right.
Survey. Oh, I'm gonna pull the plug off. You know what a guy would do, right? Poke the wire, but then you're gonna have problems down the road. So let's not do that. There's a bunch of stuff going on, and I have only one hand here. Let's see. Huh, we got power. Okay. That's hopeful. Does it just want more fuel, or have we flooded it? I don't know. Not sure. Maybe the coil's still not working. I have to look into this a little. It's hard holding the camera and trying to quickly troubleshoot why this is happening. All right, key is on. I put my little spark tester right there. We just did the starter. So oh, that thing's like arcing everywhere. But it works. We got spark. So I don't know what's going on. Interesting. Let's take this a step further, see if it's there. Then it's just got to be a straight fuel problem. So that one's there. Let's just pull any old random plug off. So that thing there. Whoops. My bad. Put this into here. Just see if that bugger sparks there. Ha! Well, that's strange. Everything works other than, I don't know. Well, it's giving there the beans. I wouldn't imagine a 2.8 wants that much fuel. Unless something's stuck and we got no compression. Very weird. It's got all the bits it needs to go. I don't know how poofy a little 2.8 is supposed to sound. I don't know what to think. I really don't know what to think. On top of all the wiring doesn't work, there's a whole lot of problems here. Like the dash doesn't work, that doesn't work. That sure defeats the purpose of this budget build when half the wiring is maybe buggered already. Oh man. Kind of wouldn't mind to fire it and take it for a little burn just to see, make sure it's good. Well, I'll keep farting along. I don't know if I'm going to pull plugs and check compression. I just don't really want to swap motors and do all that. I was just really trying to keep this thing really simple in my eyes. Kind of fart around with it for a day and make it work. I don't know. Well, maybe I'll pull, this side's the easiest. I'll pull the plugs out of it and I'll just do a quick compression test and have a look. Well, they're all out. Key is off. I just want to see if it, well, we got the compression tester. Let's just have a quick peek what's going on here. I don't understand. Does it fit in there? What's going on? Holy crap. Like, I don't know, I didn't even try. That was like 160. I don't get what's going on then. Maybe the plugs are bad. I haven't checked that. Yeah, holy Dinah, man. That's nuts. What is that? Like 190? Almost 200 PSI? That's crazy. We'll check. Maybe all the plugs just went bad? I don't understand. That was like 180. Alright. Guess I'll just turn the key on and we'll just see if these things in general just have spark. Maybe the plugs are all bad. Survey says. We'll go figure. I don't know. I don't understand. We got good compression, we got good spark. This thing just won't bark or fire. Strange. Okay, well, I'll put it back together because I don't know any better. Well, I'm gonna let it sit because I'm confused. We got between 180 and 190 PSI. All the plugs are sparking. I'm putting, well, it was like fuel, starter fluid. I don't know, I tried some mix. All I can think of in my goofing around is I flooded it now, but I don't know. So let's just let it sit. I'm gonna let it warm up and we'll try again. See if this goes. I don't know. This is crazy. It's not just sparking confidence in this setup, but the motor, I mean, if it's got that kind of compression, that thing sounds like, you know, I feel like it's a good, healthy motor, but until I hear it running again, I don't trust it as far as I can throw it. Well, I can't throw this thing very far, so. Anyways, like I say, that was good. Is there, make sure this one, ooh. Ooh, maybe that's what the... There's a little bit of brake fluid in the truck. The clutch feels okay, but it also doesn't have any fluid in it. I'm wondering if there was a small leak with the clutch. And that is why this is in the truck. I wonder. It's, well, I don't know. It's got a long way to go because there's a hose in there, so maybe there was still some stuff in it, but... Alright. Oops. Oh well. Not too concerned. Until the darn thing runs, it doesn't bother me at all. Alright. We'll bring you guys back. Hopefully I just turn the key and this darn thing runs. We'll see. Well, had some supper. See what happens here. Still doesn't look good. Golly. What the heck, man? Don't get it. Oh. Okay. Well, it runs. It's quiet. I don't know what's going on. Let's see if the clutch works. I'm pretty sure. Why wouldn't it? Whoop. Well, I don't know what was going on before. I guess I flooded it, put too much fuel. Maybe I'm treating it like a small block and I'm just giving her too much gas. But it's got way too much smoggy junk on it. That said, I'm not sure, but it's probably really old fuel and whatnot going on in there. So, anyways, moves, drives, clutch work, brake works. I'm gonna just lift it up. I just want to have a quick peek-see underneath and, well, see what the heck I'm working with. Definitely is rotten visually, but I'm pretty sure the chassis and stuff are pretty good under these things, but we'll have a look. See what we're in for, whether it's worth it or not. I think so. It's an S10. I mean, I don't know. I don't know that the frames rot out on them, but we'll have a look and confirm. Well, it's a little slimy under there. I'm gonna guess there's a few gaskets. Holy, but she's such a trooper. I had none of the gauges working in the truck yet, so I don't have to look at that yet, but I mean, brakes work, chassis like fine. Like I say, I've never really seen one of these things like rot. I don't know, everything looks good. Like the wiring doesn't look hacked up, because I kind of want to use the wiring. I do not know if the wheelbase is right, but I'm kind of just going to go with it. I guess if like I had to, like they're very easy to shorten in S10, because you can see how this is where they determine the different sizes. So you kind of cut these welds and you can shorten it up onto there, but I don't know. For me, it'd be like all these body boxes go. It's not worth even attempting to use the floor, although this is actually, as for what the truck is, it's actually not terrible, but it is bad. It's got its spots. I don't know if stuff is tight or loose with the brakes here. Not too concerned right now. See, I guess those wheel cylinders I was messing with before is for this style of truck. The older 80s stuff, not the 90s stuff. Well, I don't know, everything looks fine under here. Doesn't look like any exhaust leaks. Be nice to get the cab off and then we can hot wash this motor. Have a good look at it, because that thing is the bomb. A couple of little pinholes, but hey, everything works. We got a hanger bearing, truck, mechanical speedo. Well, it runs. It's dirty. It's smoggy, has cruise. I'd like to get the dashes working so we can figure out all that. But the big picture, I think it's doable. We're gonna use it. And I'll make the box work. I'm hoping the wheelbase is right off the hop. And I gotta put the fenders on and we'll kind of just make things work. But I think this thing and this thing are, should work together pretty good. I think the motor will be a good combo for it. Better than a little four banger. I was toying the idea with a little 4-cylinder S10 because I think there are some here, but I think this will be more fun. Once we figure out the whole carburetor thing and a few things, I think next round is basically figure out why the dash doesn't work. I'd like all the stuff to work on here because I want to take everything off of here. I'm going to hope to use the dash because, like I say, I just want to build this thing for pennies kind of thing. So most of the stuff under here, well, we're going to use the brake, the clutch, you know, like the motor, powertrain, steering column, like all that jazz. Too bad my seat's junky. Otherwise, that would be pretty awesome. I don't have any intention to use like dash, the floors out of this truck, like nothing. It's just easier to build from scratch in my eyes. So I wouldn't mind using the cluster, but it's not a very appealing cluster. But it doesn't even work right now as it is, so I'll see how that goes. I don't know. Hopefully I can make it work. But if I can't shorten up stuff and get it to fit into that thing, we may have to just buy some stuff there. But Anyways, this is kind of rambled on, I feel, but I don't know. A little struggle with the motor was a little bit of a thing, but hey, runs, it drives, it stops. Well, it moves. It should be fine. Anyways, I'm thinking we're going to play around a little bit with this. I'm dancing between this thing and the Studebaker right now, depending how I feel. For now, this is kind of fresh, so I want to just dance on this a little bit. And at least get the body and stuff stripped off and things kind of loosely mocked up would be the plan going forward on that. I'm waiting for a few brake parts and stuff to come for that thing, so it's not too bad. But yeah, I think that's where I'm going to leave this one. You got much to say, bud? No? Just want to go inside? So, on that note, folks, as always, I want to thank you all for watching, and we will catch you on the next one. Later.